The US presidential election triggered what is probably going to go down as the biggest bull run in crypto history, maybe even in all finance. Bitcoin scratching at the 90,000 US dollar mark. But the truth is that this is the actual chart that you're currently looking at that has made people filthy rich in previous crypto bull runs and is going to make people crazy rich this upcoming bull run. And that, my friends, is the total 3 chart. All cryptocurrencies except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you might think, well, this already looks like it kind of topped out, but you have to zoom out. You have to zoom out and you'll see that the previous all-time high we had in November of 2021, which was when the alt season topped out here at around 1.13 trillion US dollars. We're still far away from that. And you also have to remember that now the tide is much higher. The influx of capital and people and individuals, now that we also have probably more regulatory clarity in the US, which is still the strongest financial market out there, and it's also going to trigger a competitive race, a very, very competitive race between other governments, other giant economies like the BRICS countries, like also China, right? We haven't heard from China in a while, but they're certainly cooking as well right now. So you have a lot more capital that is waiting to get into crypto. At the same time, we also have a lot more supply, meaning a lot of new cryptocurrencies, verticals, narratives, and chains and networks that are flooding the market, which means it is getting more and more difficult to ride the wave. But in my view, there is going to be a part of the cycle where we're just disconnecting from reality and everything will just pump across the board. And then the space will also get flooded by scammers and grifters and just random, actually stupid ideas that end up raising millions and tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. This is really what we're right now. 765 billion US dollars have been added to the crypto market in the past week alone, triggered by Trump winning the US election, looking into the Cosmos ecosystem, which is where this channel here is focused on, the Cosmos ecosystem, which, to be honest, is a lot broader and bigger than people really understand. For example, Kronos, which is actually the largest gainer on page 1 on CoinGecko on a weekly chart, is a full-on Cosmos chain, right? We talked about it in the last video as well. So Kronos, after they now pivoted and strongly bet on AI and also improved their tokenomics, up 30% in the past 24 hours. The ASI Alliance Fetch AI is also a full-on Cosmos blockchain. Same for Injective, Celestia. Cosmos Atom also showing some sign of life, $5.41. Saylor Network is a Cosmos chain. Mantra is a Cosmos chain. DYDX, Akash. And to be honest, this list alone, like those, if you hold all these coins in your Cosmos portfolio, you already have decent exposure to the Cosmos ecosystem and also, to be honest, to different narratives and verticals, right? Kronos for EVM and now AI, ASI obviously for AI, Injective, EVM, trading, Celestia owning the modularity and DA space, Cosmos Atom still in its phase to find the perfect product market fit, but they do have a product now with Hydro that is gaining more and more traction. Say parallel EVM execution, Mantra for RWAs, DYDX for trading, and also for perps, right? So you already have a decent list just here on Mintscan, and these are all earning you decent APR. So if you've been sticking and compounding through the bear market, not only are you eligible for a lot of airdrops, and I also brought you a new airdrop today, and there's going to be more and more airdrops coming up in the coming weeks. Now that we're regaining momentum, it means a lot of the launches that have been held back are now hitting the market, and launch season equals airdrop season. So there will be a lot of airdrops left and right, and you're going to make a lot of money from airdrops alone over the coming weeks. Now the question is, where did all this money to pump Bitcoin come from? And the answer is from institutions. We're not yet in the retail euphoria phase. We're actually in a phase where institutions now got the green light after Trump won the election. That number one, the election is out of the way. We don't have this drama anymore back and forth. And the Trump administration is probably going to be pro-crypto, big time pro-crypto. And you can see these massive green candles here since Trump won the election. Only green days, only inflows. A record inflow on November 7, $1.38 billion that came in, and $1.1 billion yesterday, which means we now saw a cumulative total net inflow of almost $27 billion US dollars ever since the Bitcoin spot ETF went live in the US earlier this year. And as of now, we are seeing that more than 5% of the Bitcoin market cap has been absorbed by these spot ETFs in the US. BlackRock holding the vast majority of it, almost $40 billion. So almost half of all the assets BTC are held by BlackRock in those ETFs, which is a big, big number. And also, interestingly, we're now seeing Ethereum ETF also gaining not just momentum, but like exploding. $300 million in net inflows yesterday alone. This one only launched a few months ago and saw huge sell pressure after the grayscale unlock. We talked about it a lot, and I'm sure other channels as well. But this is very, very bullish for Ethereum. There's also right now DevCon happening in Bangkok, Thailand. So I'm sure there's also going to be major announcements coming out from there, positive vibes, good vibes, and probably also going to pump Ethereum DeFi and Ethereum Dino coins, and there's many of them, which is also always going to trigger a new alt season. Which begs the questions, where are we right now in the market? Are we late? Are we early? Is it just going to start? Is this a fake out? Where are we currently in the market? And Jason Janowitz from Blockworks made a great thread here about the 4 phases of a bull market. And I'm just going to recap it for you. There's basically the phase that lasted from January 2023 to January 2024, which was post this brutal bear market in 2022, where everything went wrong. Terra got hacked or went to zero, UST collapsed, FTX, all this drama, USDC depacked, and so on and so forth. But now this phase has been the rebirth phase that lasted until January of 2024. Then we entered the excitement phase that lasted until last week, that lasted until the US election was won by President Trump. And now we are in phase 3, which is euphoria phase. And in this phase, we're going to see an inflow of people. In the previous phase, the excitement phase, people didn't leave, new people didn't come in, but now we're going to see new people coming in. This is not yet the phase though, where we're seeing total madness, grifters coming in and so forth. I'm sure we'll see some grifters coming in, some scams and all these kind of things, blatant scams, but it's not going to be full on madness. This is actually the best phase to be in crypto. It's the nicest phase. Everyone is making money. People are talking to each other nice again because they're making money. The past 2 years have been very dramatic, a lot of accusations, a lot of shitposting, a lot of negativity, which obviously works in a bear market. But I think in a bull run now, people are chill again, people are making money again, and that is also rightfully deserved. Now we're going to see all-time highs for pretty much everything that has quality, right? We're going to see engagement going up. Hopefully also in this YouTube channel, we can reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And I really, really appreciate every one of you sharing this channel, recommending it to your friends. And I think by the end of this year, we're going to see a huge, huge influx of new people, because I also don't think that this euphoria phase is going to last for like 1 or 2 years. I think it's going to last for probably 6 to 9 months. And then we're entering phase 4, which is going to be the disconnection phase, right? Which is going to be the phase where we see these insane announcements, Fortune 500 companies announcing massive BTC purchases, athletes getting involved, Justin Bieber launching a platform, a decentralized social platform, LeBron launching a meme coin, and so on and so forth. We're going to see those times as well. But for now, enjoy this phase where capital is coming back in, the liquidity gates are reopened, funding is going to be a lot more easier, and VCs are getting back into the game. They're actually now starting to allocate positions in crypto again. Another indicator where we are right now is the list of downloads on the App Store. Coinbase has been climbing up like explosively, getting back into rank 21st. This is still far away from a true retail mania, because retail mania is probably going to be when Coinbase is ranked 1st or 2nd, and then at least 2 or 3 other crypto apps in the top 5 or top 10 at least. Also, if you look at Google Trends, we're far away from all-time highs here on Google. That was in 2017. I guess obviously people are not Googling the term Bitcoin that much anymore, because more and more people get educated about it. But you can see that we're just now waking up here, and this always happens after Bitcoin made a new all-time high. But to be honest, right now, you already have to be all in. Right now, it's not the time to be sidelined with your USDC or USDT stack waiting to get in. You already have to be all in. And if you're not all in, then now is the final chance, because now the train is leaving the station. I think, obviously, the Bitcoin train, in my view at least, has already left the station. It was at around $20,000 for some time last year, and now it's already at $90,000. So I think it always trickles down, right? There's also this rotation, Bitcoin, Ethereum, then high market cap coins, mid caps, low caps, and then full-blown alt season. But I think that allocating your positions now in strong narratives, strong ecosystems with strong teams that still have funding, that still have an active community, actual product market fit, or at least a strong narrative that sticks and is relevant for this bull market, I think makes sense to allocate positions in the mid cap tier. That said, Bitcoin is also about to flip silver. In fact, it flipped silver yesterday or earlier today. Now it cooled off a little bit after rushing towards 90K, was well above silver. Now at 85,000, slightly below. But Bitcoin still half, or yeah, around half of the evaluation of Apple or Nvidia, and still a 10x away from gold, right? So Bitcoin 10xing would put it at 850,000 per BTC right now, roughly 900K, you can say, which would make it in par with gold. And I think we're inevitably going to go there. Gold also down today, 0.5%, and Bitcoin up 4%. So you can also see that maybe there's a rotation also from gold into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is just digital gold, right? At the same time, we see all-time legend Michael Saylor bought another 27,200 BTC for around $2 billion at 74 Gs, now owning almost 280,000 Bitcoin, which is 6 or 7% of the supply, and worth $12 billion when he bought it. Now, already in the profits of around the same, right? He just doubled his money here in USD terms, up $12 billion, probably going to go down as the best trade of our modern times. Congratulations, Michael Saylor, high conviction, and it played out nicely over the past 4 years. Now, this channel is focused on the Cosmos ecosystem, so we're going to talk a lot about Cosmos gems here over the past 3-4 years, already done that, and for the next years we'll continue to do that, because Cosmos is one of the most complete ecosystems in all of crypto. Thorchain being one of the flagship Cosmos coins there is, one of the earliest adopters to build on the Cosmos SDK. However, so far it has not been IBC enabled. This will change, though, in the coming weeks, as Thorchain is going to integrate IBC weeks or months. They're working on it together with Stranger Labs, led by Jack Semplin, who's been a good friend. Actually, Jack onboarded me into Cosmos in late 2020, and he's been a frequent guest on the show as well. We're also going to do Splitting Atom soon. I really have to hit up Jack, and we have to get another episode live streamed here on the channel. And Thorchain RUNE, in my view, one of the best coins in Cosmos. I have a small allocation, severely underexposed, and I've been tweeting about this years ago as well, but it's a great coin. $1 billion trade volume for a coin that has a $2.5 billion FTV, most of which is circulating already. And this had its all-time high at around $21 3 years ago. But if you look at the network stats alone, you can see that Thorchain has one of the strongest product market fits in all of crypto, with a roughly 1 billion TVL, $325 million in liquidity. A lot of these supplies also bonded with validators. There's around 120 validators. We're not yet one with Stexito, but we're certainly looking to expand to Thorchain as well. And it generated $137 million in pool earnings. And Thorchain is a cross-chain exchange that basically swaps native assets without taking on the bridge risk or without taking on the custodian risk for some of these wrapped assets. In fact, we talked about this years ago also when native Atom was deployed on Thorchain, when they launched the Atom pools around 2 years ago. We made a stream about this, making the announcement, also amplifying that. And also, I did another interview with Chad and Michael from Arkeo about when IBC. And it's great to see that now, years later, this is all coming together. Thorchain is implementing IBC and CosmWasm, by the way, and it's also integrating a native application layer. So Thorchain RUNE, definitely one of the best coins out there. And I've said this in February 8, 2023, that I feel severely underexposed to both Injective and RUNE back then. And back then, the price of RUNE was around $1.80, $1.90. I think this was probably also the best time to get into Injective, and also Akash also made an interview back then around the same time, January 12, 2023. I think this was my best, most alpha-packed week. I think in that week or in that month, I did an interview with Eric Chen from Injective, with Greg Uzuri from Akash. Injective was around $1.50 or something at the time, Akash at around 25 cents. And also, this tweet about Thorchain, right, which back then was around $1 something. So yeah, this has played out nicely, but still I feel underexposed to Thorchain as well. So this is something I want to fix in the coming weeks. But to be honest, doing events, running Cosmoverse takes away a lot of my mind share, my focus from managing my own portfolio, and also staying up to date with reallocating, rotating my own coins. So that's something I will definitely be doing and doubling down over the coming weeks and months. I also have a updated video on my portfolio challenge that I started over 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago. Probably the worst time to start it, but I'm still doing it, and I still have the same portfolio. I don't change it. You know, a lot of YouTubers, they say, okay, we do one portfolio, and then as soon as the numbers look bad, they will stop doing it. They will start a fresh one until something looks nice, until the numbers look nice, and then they can say, oh, look at this, I called it here on the day. But this portfolio, I want to keep doing this for as long as it takes, right? As long as I'm around and doing videos. And I think eventually it is going to hit. And the numbers actually don't look that bad, right? Because I've been optimizing for airdrops, staking, compounding, right? Obviously, many of these coins, not all of them are going to make it, right? Obviously, crypto, the way you have to think about crypto investing is that a lot of these coins, you have to see it as a minefield of early stage startups, right? And a lot of it is based on premises, on ideas, on thoughts, right? Even this idea here about introducing a 5% burn mechanism to Thorchain, which obviously is great for the narrative and the RUNE token and kind of tokenomics. At the same time, it also decreases revenue for validators. So there's always pros and cons. It's all about kind of speculation about a system that's in production and needs to be refined and improved, right? So crypto's a lot about that, and you can never say with 100% certainties, right, about anything in crypto, right? This is wild, wild west, and we're still in the early stage of developing these things. That said, I think Thorchain is definitely one that has been around for many years, continues to improve its chain, its ecosystem. They have a strong community, also now a ledger integration with Thorchain, so fully decentralized, non-custodial, native swaps between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Atom, Doge, and so on and so forth, which is, to be honest, all that a lot of people need out there. Now, as I said, obviously the Cosmos ecosystem is much, much broader. And on the C2_zone Twitter account, we're sharing updates. Everything is in there, right? If you say, okay, I prefer reading or just skimming through some content on Twitter, then follow and bookmark the C2Zone account. I can only recommend it to you. This is the best page for alpha in the Cosmos ecosystem. We covered the Eclipse mainnet launch. We also covered the Mantra airdrop checker, where you can now go and see how many you're eligible for from this massive $70 million ecosystem airdrop for the Cosmos community. Then also Hydro, opening the floodgates. Then also we covered Kronos, going full all in on AI. We talked about this also in the last video. ASI updates. And to be honest, all those coins are very, very strong coins. Stargaze, probably one of the most undervalued platforms there are. I don't know about the Stars token, but I think now with Stargaze V2, there's also a way for Stars value accrual, because now you have all these flagship NFT collections that are priced in different coins, different to Stars. For example, sloths are now traded and denominated in TIA. Mad scientists are denominated in Osmo. And since yesterday, we saw the announcement that Badkids are traded or denominated in Atom. And for every trade, there's a revenue for the Stargaze marketplace in that native token. So let's say Badkids get traded, there's a fee that accrues to Stargaze, and the Stargaze protocol converts those Atom into Stars tokens, which then get, I think, burned or distributed to Stars stakers. So this could cause buy pressure and also decrease the supply of Stars tokens. Then we also have updates from Osmosis, massive updates, we talked about this. So the C2Zone is really the best place for you to stay updated on all things Cosmos if you prefer reading than listening. Another thing that is very, very important for every ecosystem to thrive is stablecoin liquidity, native stablecoin liquidity. One of the reasons why Cosmos blew up in 2021, 2022 is because of UST on Terra. Terra had a peak of around 40 billion UST, which was fully IBC native and the biggest stablecoin on Osmosis. When that imploded, obviously that caused a huge gap and a big hole in the Osmosis and Cosmos DeFi ecosystem, which is only now slowly getting restored. Out of the 36.67 billion USDC that are issued, we can see that Noble so far has captured around 1% of that and just surpassed Avalanche, about to surpass Polygon as well, which would then rank it 5th on the list with the coins of the ecosystems or the highest amount of natively issued USDC. And that is great to see. I hope Noble can also capture USDT, Tether USDT, so that they also natively issue on Noble. USDT is already issued on Kava, Kava being a full-on Cosmos chain as well, but it hasn't really gained a lot of traction yet. But we'll see if Noble can also land Tether USDT. I think Tether is obviously asking for probably a huge multi-million-dollar fee to list that. I don't think that's necessary. Obviously, there's also a lot of discussions around Binance listing fees, Coinbase listing fees, all these kind of things. I think they should just deploy where it makes more sense. Obviously, they also have to make money from it, which is fair enough for the integration, technical stuff, and so on and so forth. But I think, yeah, it should be kind of in relation and not price out the integration here, which would obviously be a strong net benefit for the Cosmos ecosystem. Another Cosmos coin that's probably under the radar, and it's also new probably to many of you, but you most likely have gotten an airdrop here. You probably already forgot about it. This was claimable a couple months ago, is Penumbra. Penumbra in the ZK privacy space, $73 million FTV. And they also just shared that they have over 3 million USDC that are already shielded to date on Penumbra. And I personally think, obviously, Penumbra, Namada, even Aleph Zero, that are also our media partners here at Cryptocito, those are all more like infrastructure, privacy, ZK plays. And right now it's probably not the season for that vertical, right? But eventually it will be, right? Like I said in the intro, there's going to be new narratives all the time. And the ZK, EVM, privacy, infrastructure narrative inevitably, in my view, is going to come, right? Another up-and-coming ecosystem within the Cosmos, within the Interchain, is going to be Story Protocol. And we talked about this massive, I think it was $130 million fundraiser for Story Protocol alone. But now the Story ecosystem is also getting massive funding. Roughly $25 million have been funding the Story Protocol ecosystem, and Story itself is not even live yet. We just joined the validator site with Stexito on their testnet, but I think this is also going to have a big impact. I think they raised their last round at around $2.5 billion FTV or something crazy like that. So Story definitely one to keep an eye on when they launch. Same for Barachain that's about to launch, Nillion is about to launch, Movement, Initia, many more that are lined up. We can also do a separate video about upcoming launches still in Q4 before the end of this year in the Cosmos ecosystem. Another coin that is still not dead in the Cosmos ecosystem is Atom. And I pointed out in the last video, this trading volume, to be honest, is insane. For a coin that has no team, no leadership, is cooked, is dead, has no product, has no point, has no nothing. $444 million trading volume in 24 hours. Is interesting to say the least. $5.36 for Atom right now. And as I said earlier, Badkids are now denominated in Atom. This is a conversation that actually happened and kicked off during Cosmos this year. And that's also why I think Cosmos is so important, is because you have all these conversations going on in private meeting rooms. Just these core teams talking to each other for a full week on is extremely valuable, right? And we've seen it over and over again over the past years. How many new ideas, product roadmaps, partnerships, integrations, synergies, new products, new chains, new airdrops are coming out from conversations at Cosmos is insane, right? And if you only see the live stream of Cosmos, you're probably catching 5% of the value of Cosmos, right? Just being there, meeting people, talking face to face, having actual productive meetings and conversations is the true value of Cosmos. So great to see that this is also something that came out of Cosmos this year. Then, like I said earlier, Stargaze, the Stars token, is really wrecked right now. And if you zoom out like on a yearly chart, down only 90% down from February alone. If you zoom out max, it looks terrible. Flat after it launched here. We went to like almost $1.83 3 years ago. Now it's at around $18 million FTV, $168,000 trading volume, which is still okay, I guess. But we'll see now if Stargaze V2 has an impact on the Stars market cap, the Stars price. Owning a Badkid or Sloth or even Mad Scientist, I think, is a must if you're a cosmonaut. The Badkid's mint price actually was 100 stars when they minted 2.5 years ago, went to 250,000 stars, and now is around, we just saw it, around 270 Atom is the floor price. So where's Badkids going to go? We'll see. Let me know what you think, where Badkids are going in terms of floor price. But I think there's a decent leverage bet on Stargaze, but also on NFTs in Cosmos, and a lot of non-Cosmos native people also own Badkids, which is really cool to see, by the way. Finally, also some airdrop alpha. We have a new airdrop teased and announced by Side Protocol, which started off as a Cosmos chain, kind of as a Cosmos ecosystem project, but now they focus on the Bitcoin ecosystem, but I think they're still using Cosmos tech underneath. But they announced that they're going to do a Genesis drop with Badkids being eligible for that. And Snapshot is going to be taken on November 13th, so that's, I guess, tomorrow. And if you're holding a Badkid, then you're getting that airdrop. If you don't have one, then now is your last chance to get one. Finally, also some news from Aleph Zero, our media partners here at Cryptocito and the Cito Zone. 32 cents, 166 million FTV, 2 million trading volume. Went through a lot of changes in the past 6 months alone. And they also had a great fireside with Carol from Union at Cosmoverse about ZK, EVM, and interoperability. And this one has not gone off the leashes yet, but they fixed their tokenomics. They are building out their own DeFi ecosystem. They're also now about to launch their ZK operating system, ZK OS, with sub-second shielding. So Aleph Zero is all about being EVM compatible, super fast, and also focused on ZK and privacy, which is very techy, I guess, but it's going to have it run this cycle, in my view. So Aleph Zero, Namada, Penumbra, I think, are the top 3 contenders in that field. And also Aleph Zero is building out their own DeFi ecosystem. Like I said, they have their common DEX, which we also did tutorials on. And now they also have a native liquid staking protocol called Ike, and that is developed by the Kinsu team. We talked about this already a couple of months ago as well. So that's also going to come very soon. I think they're launching sometime later this week, if not next week. And yeah, that's good to see as well. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this bull run. Obviously, it's not yet the time to get crazy euphoric. And also, like Jason pointed out in his thread, now is the time to remain calm as much as possible. Obviously, go celebrate if your coin is up 10x, 5x. If you're in the greens again, right, it's also important to celebrate that your portfolio is up again and have a good time, right? Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. I'll see you very soon. Until then, stay safe and be good.